This is a Yamaha Natural Sound AV receiver, RX-V795, and I picked this up at a thrift store years ago. And when I originally bought it, it was not working, and the problem turned out to be that the relay inside had dirty contacts, and I just cleaned the contacts and it started working. The relay would trip on and then it would go back off. And I thought it was something shorted, and I looked at the relay and the contacts were burnt. So I just cleaned the contacts and it fixed it. And then once again, maybe like a year later, it did the same thing again. I just cleaned the contacts on the relay again and it started working again. Well, it had gotten intermittent, whether it would turn on or not. You could hit the power button a few times and it'd finally turn on. Then it stayed over at somebody else's house, and one of their genius roommates, I guess, it was already missing these buttons here, but I guess it got to where it was intermittent again, probably that relay. So they pried the power button out of the front plate with what looks like a screwdriver, mangled the power button to get it out. Idiots. Square peg, round hole type deal here. You know, it doesn't come out this way. You take the faceplate off and then it comes out. But if you're pushing the power button and the relay is clicking in the receiver, obviously the button is working. So, just don't understand some people. Some people should not try to fix things because you're breaking things. So, I've got it plugged in, and it seems to be working for the most part, but it's probably intermittent. So what I'm going to do, since I got to take it apart anyway, to put this back, is I'm just going to go ahead and clean the relay again. So, and then we'll just kind of take a quick look inside. You know, just look over everything, make sure everything still looks good. So, let me get these. There's 4 screws. Let me get those out. And got one there, one there, one there, and one there. And if I remember right, this thing is 85 watts a channel. Oh, look, 2 something. And you can see as is. So I paid probably $20 something for it. 23? Looks like a 3. $23. It's 20 something. I can see the 2. I don't know. $20 something for it. It was years ago. Probably 4, maybe 5 years ago I bought it. So let me get the cover off. Alright, so here it is. Got a lot of components packed in here. It's a very hefty receiver. Seems to be really well made. And it's very dusty. I'll have to blow it out. But this is the relay that was the problem before. It's the main power relay. And let's see. And let's see. Can you see in there? You can see the contacts look pretty dirty and burnt. So I got a little file. I'll get in there and clean them and then spray them with some deoxit. And if I decide to keep this receiver and it does it again, I'll probably just replace this relay. But this thing's getting a little old. I think it's 1999. But there's 3 screws on top. 2, 3, and 3 on the bottom. And the faceplate comes off. And now we can put the power button in. Mangled power button. I have a feeling something's missing from a button. A spring or something. Seems like there should be more to it. Or it's broken off of here, maybe. Maybe that's it. Yep. No? This doesn't seem like it should be floating in there. It doesn't even fit very well. I think there's something missing. Let's see. Yeah, something's not right. I'm furious. Absolutely furious. Ugh. Broken. Anyway. Some people... I don't want to rant on the video. Anyway, so yeah. Gotta figure out what to do there. Trying to think. Obviously there's a piece missing. There must have been some kind of a plastic piece that went around the faceplate that the button sat in. Didn't find any pieces in the faceplate. Probably something like this, how these buttons here have a thing around it. I wonder, it's not down in there. They probably pulled it out the front of the receiver. Nothing fell on the floor. So, how can we make this work? That needs to press there. And you know what? I had a universal remote for this thing too. It didn't have a remote when it came with it, but a universal remote. The remote would power it on, and the remote was there with it. So if the remote won't power it on, and the remote used to power it on, and the button's not in its, or if the remote is doing the same thing that the button's doing, powering on where it clicks, where it just clicks, which is what it would do, just clicks, obviously the button's not the problem. Well, gotta figure out something. It needs to be so irritated. Well, let me think about this for a few minutes. Alright, so we've got some success. I had to put some paint on that. So here's what I've got. And I'm going to have to glue it or get some better tape to do it. Probably get some better tape so it's not permanent. Got cut out an old credit card. Like I said, I mocked this up kind of temporarily, and it works. I really don't want to glue it to mess up the faceplate, so I'll probably still tape it, but I'll use some better tape. But I used a marker and painted the other side of this credit card black. It needs some touch up. You can kind of see I didn't get enough of it. But I cut a hole on the side, and then I taped the top of the switch so that the bottom just pivots and it gets the button. Yeah, I know. This is an awful repair, but it's going to function. And I'll probably use the remote most of the time anyway. But it does work. I'm just going to steady it a little bit. And it's missing a piece. I mean, what are you going to do? I found a faceplate on eBay, but it's missing. It doesn't have the power button. And it doesn't have that piece that the power button sits in. So it's kind of useless to me, because my faceplate's okay, except for some pry marks. So let's get the finished product done. Let's retape this thing. Alright. Not real proud of this repair, but it's gonna work. There it is. Hack job. MacGyverized. But it's going to stay put there. Just happened that my duct tape was bright orange. Of course, you'll never see it. Looks functional. Probably should have been painted instead of marker, but I'm probably not gonna. This thing will probably get demoted to the shop where it's not gonna matter. It's getting a little dated. I don't know if it'll decode. It does decode Dolby, but I don't know if it will do some of the ones on Blu-ray. So it'll be functional. Let me get a file and we'll clean that relay. All right. So change of plans. I took that little thing in there that connects it together, just so I could get in there and see. I don't know if y'all can see. There's nothing left really of the contacts on this relay. I might try cleaning them, but I think at this point it's probably hopeless. And I probably need to get a replacement relay. But I did get the rest of this thing kind of cleaned up. I just took the air compressor and kind of blew it out. And to get this board out, I had to undo this connector here, get that wire out of the way. Power input connector. There's 2 screws on the on these switched AC outlets. And then I had to just take the screws out of this to loosen it to get enough room to wiggle this out. And then there were 2 screws holding this board down. So I guess I'll try cleaning that. I couldn't get in there real good with the file, so I went ahead and took the board out and I can see it better. I guess I'll try cleaning the contacts a little bit. See if it might work. But I think it's pretty much gone. We'll see. Alright. There's just nothing left of these things. You can see how much that's having to bend forward so that they make up. But they're adjusted. They make up now. But there's not much of the contacts left, and the contact pattern right there, since it's leaning in, it doesn't catch the whole little contact pad there. It's probably just not going to make a good contact. Probably burn it, spark it, and it'll go back out. We'll see. Let me get this board set back in there and plugged it back up.